and she is a world-renowned neuroscientist. And so what I love about Lisa Mosconi is she is studying a woman's brain. A lot of the medications that we're taking, Tylenol, over-the-counter drugs, allergy, it doesn't matter. They're all for men. They're not for women. She is studying a woman's brain. And it's gonna, like, I love the fact that she has made this shift to focus on a woman's brain because nobody else has. And so if you don't study a woman's brain, how can you help women, right? And so I've been reading, this is what I'm reading late at night, you know, because I'm a little bit of a nerd. And so what I love about her is that she talks about what you should be eating, the types of foods you should be eating to help your brain, what kind of exercise you should be doing, natural medicine, and if you want to do, like me, for example, I take HRT, hormone replacement therapy drugs. The reason why I decided to do that is because the symptoms that I were having weren't, like, they were being managed with natural medicine, the natural things that I was taking. However, I just felt like I could do more, something more could be done. And so by taking the HRT, it has helped me feel a lot more normal, right? But that's my choice. So here's a question. 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are women, right? And the question is it because they're living longer, or is it something else going on? And so with Lisa Mosconi, her book talks about that there's something else going on. So at this stage of life, between your 30s to 50s, your brain is going through a chemical makeover. And that's what's leading to Alzheimer's. So it could be gene related, it could be that you have it already in your genes, or if you're not addressing the symptoms that are going on with your body now, it's going to lead to Alzheimer's. So estrogen, as we know, plays a big role on your brain. And I think Pastor Laura probably knows this more than anybody. It's your neuroplasticity talks about how your brain is able to adapt. So when you work, in my work in the nursing home, when somebody has had a stroke, neuroplasticity is everything. Because if that person has to rewire their brain in order to use another part of their brain to help them function better, be able to dress yourself, be able to feed yourself, be able to walk again. So there's one part that's not working, your body has to adapt. It's all going to your brain. It's all brain related. And so your hormones are being changed. So after you've had a baby, again, that brain chemistry is changing, you know, with my pharmaceuticals. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I know that we're a little bit behind. Because I want to get to the part about what strategies that we can use, okay? But with everything that I have, you can take that home if you want to take a look at it. But I just want to make sure that you guys have the meats and potatoes of everything. So what is the brain fog? So brain fog is when you're forgetful, you can't concentrate, and so what causes this for postpartum moms, or it doesn't even have to be postpartum moms, it could just be that you're not sleeping well. In my case, it was my hormones were changing, and I had different stressors in my life, you know?
What percentage of women that go through
So this is actually Dr. Lisa Mosconi.
postmenopause struggle with brain fog?
62%.
So-
Up to 62%. It's almost 2/3.
I have heard the phrase brain fog, but I've never understood what it means. Is it just like an inability to think as clearly as you once did?
I think it's more than that. It's a feeling that something is hijacking your brain, and that no matter what you do, your brain won't turn on. And it's a very specific symptom that is different from other things that can impact cognitive performance, like when you can't sleep at night, you're tired, and it's harder to think clearly, right? But you know that that's going to come back. With
Okay.
brain fog, there's a little bit of desperation in a way, because you feel like you have no control over your outcomes.
Is it about attention as well as memory?
It's a combination of things. Usually brain fog impacts memory, concentration, focus, attention, and language as well. Something that's very common is this tip of the tongue phenomenon, where you just can't come up with words, and it's hard to just complete a sentence. it feels almost like aphasia in a way, which is an actual clinical syndrome or a form of dementia, even though when you just can't come up with words and you know that you know the word, you just can't find it in your head. And I know so many women who really use communication as their superpower, and they need to rely on communication for work and whatnot, and they really are miserable.
Any questions about that?
So is it kind of like when you're having a conversation that all of a sudden you just like go blank and you're like, what was I talking about?
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Yes, ma'am. That would be it.
I think everybody does it sometimes, but it would be if it's.
I notice it like more
Rotten.
frequently, like with women. Like one time, me and Miss Norma was having a conversation, and she did the same thing, and then I did it, and it's just like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that does that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was struggling, and that's why I switched over to HRT, so the hormone replacement. So by switching over to, and I still do natural. I still do hormone replacement, the therapy. And so, what I'm learning through research is that if I take care of my brain now with making sure I go to bed, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I love my Netflix. I love my Netflix. That was my jam. Late at night, that's how I relaxed, you know. But it was killing me because then I would wake up in the morning all groggy and tired. So I have to switch some things. I have to literally put a setting on my phone to make sure that it turns off. That you can do that with the phone, so that it kind of reminds you, even your watch as well. So because I was having memory issues, and the thing is, like, as moms, you have to get on your game because no matter what, whether you're having brain fog, stroke, whatever, XYZ needs to happen. You still got to go to work. You still got to take care of all the things. So here's my thing. You have to make sure that you take care of you. And I know that sometimes it can seem kind of selfish that you put yourself as a priority, but you need to put your health as a priority. So you have to figure out what is going on and how you can help yourself, by getting the right help. So food, natural food. So eating things such as nuts, seeds, whole grains, salmon, beans. So everything was curated tonight. The whole yogurt bar, that's a healthy way. The yogurt is protein. The nuts, the granola, make it fun. My mother-in-law, she loves having a salad bar. So I grew up in the Haitian culture. A salad was just like, what is this? It's a little garnish. But now I'm learning I can dress it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to Publix and they have like a really good nut mix with fruits, with edamame. Dried edamame. I'm just like, okay, I can do this, So now, like, I'm like, oh, I can make a little salad thing for myself, And then they have the Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has their special sauce. Is it jalapeno? No, apple cider. I love the apple cider. And so, like, I make my salad my way, And you can do it your way. You can make more fruit with it. So let's talk about free radicals. So these are the free radicals help you prevent you from having cancer, right? So eating dark leafy vegetables, dark chocolate, red cabbage, green tea is good for memory, support learning, whole grains, brown rice, dark chocolate. You guys have some dark chocolate, the healthy stuff. Not the, blueberries. So if I tell you guys anything, when it comes to women, raspberries, blueberries, that whole berry family is really, really important for your brain, for women's bodies. Drinking raspberry tea. So actually, when you're pregnant, that's the one that my midwife, she recommended. And I didn't know that the health properties were that great, but even now, you need to be drinking raspberry, and blueberries, because those are all antioxidants. Have you guys heard that word antioxidant? I don't know if we're throwing sciencey words at you. Okay, good. So, and Pastor Laura, I know you're encyclopedia. What would you say for your health that you kind of focus on when it comes to foods?
Well, I think that you need to include a lot of healthy fats. That's very good for your brain. Olive oil, even butter, grass-fed butter is very good.
Yeah.
And good proteins.
Yeah.
Red meat, don't be afraid of red meat. Don't be afraid of eggs. That's all very healthy. It's healthier than they used to say.
Yeah, it's good. and fish. Have you guys heard of the Mediterranean diet?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Mediterranean diet is like eating Greek food. So the olive oil that Pastor Laura said, avocado oil. So lamb, eating lamb. So those, if look it up online and kind of the things that you eat now, you can kind of add some things to your diet that will make a really good improvement.
There you go.
So this was something really interesting. So while I was reading the book, Dr. Mosconi said the number one thing that you should stop doing is eating a lot of processed foods. So she said avoid too much sugar, trans fats, because those things are very detrimental. And my husband's a nutritionist, so he was like, everybody has something that they say is really, really important. But I kind of thought, but she knows her stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we go, so here's how the grocery store works. The really unhealthy stuff is usually in the middle, right? And everything on the outside are the healthiest. So, you know, it's just, and then the supplements, so focusing on omega-3, I take cod liver oil every day for my brain health, vitamin D, and magnesium glycinate. So magnesium glycinate, there's 7 types of magnesium. So magnesium glycinate is the one that helps you to sleep. So if you're having any issues with your sleep, that's the best one to take. And I don't know if you guys heard of B vitamin complex. So I know that they sell that at the store. And make sure whatever vitamins that you're taking, make sure that they're of good quality. If you put poor quality in your body, you'll get poor quality out. So let's see. I was not a big fan of this creatine. So when I think of creatine, I think of bodybuilders, right? And that they're trying to pump up and be toned and strong, just like. But what science is showing that creatine is actually good for your brain. And so I'm like, okay. And it helps with heart failure, depression, multiple sclerosis. So, yeah. And of course, always talk to your doctor before you change anything up. So when we're talking about the work finding issues, there's another really good influencer. Her name is Stacy Sims, and she is a menopause influencer, but she focuses on athletes. And I was listening to a podcast that she was doing, and she says Shashandra is something that she takes. I was like, who is this Shashandra? I know, like, because I couldn't even spell it right. You know, I was just like, Shashandra? And so Shashandra is actually known to improve your memory, help you with focus. And let me tell you, I started taking this thing. It is so good. I can think better. So, yes.
Where do you buy that?
Amazon. If you, I like liquid, because when you take liquid, it goes straight through your bloodstream. You know, you're a pharmacist. So, I'm gonna skip Dr. Amen. But Shashandra, you can take it in many different. You can take it in a powder. You can take it in pill form. I like it straight because I work for United Healthcare, the insurance company, and so I have to be on top of my game. I am reading all sorts of documents all the time, so I need to make sure I'm doing this, that, and the other. So it has really been beneficial for my life. So practical and actionable steps. I think this group right here is amazing. So when you have a Momco group, there are some different Facebook groups. The social structure is everything because we rely on each other. Like I know if I was having an issue with Condoleezza, my daughter, about which medication to give her. So you better believe I was like, Pam, what do you think about this? But because we need community, we need, all right? Let me tell you, she started taking her ADHD medicine. She got a 4 on that stupid fast test thing. Yeah. I'm like,
is that good? I don't know.
It's
okay.
It's certified, yeah. It was very.
Sorry, I'm not there yet.
It was no. I'm sure it's gonna change by the time your kids go to school.
Yeah, they changed the name.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
I made some changes to her diet. So I actually started giving her the things that I was taking. I give her creatine. I give her omega-3. So because the medication